Yeah, so I crashed my GS1000 the other day, and I'm going to show you the little case repair that I'm going to attempt. And I'm pretty good with Heliarc aluminum, so I think we can get it. Here's some of the damage. So anyway, my wife, she picked up that guy when it fell off, picked it up out of the puddle of oil. So yeah, if you look under there, you can see it's crack runs from about where the case emblem goes all the way over to the edge of the case. So we're going to try to fix that and polish it out a little bit. Other than that, bent a lever, just lightly scuffed the fairing and kind of pushed the mirror back. I got off easy. Yeah, so I got on this rock somehow. I put my front wheel up on this. I don't know, I didn't even lock the brakes. I don't even think I was on the brakes. It just, the front wheel sat up on top of it and it just skidded across. It was like I was on ice. No brakes or nothing. It just wham! Freak accident. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so this bugger's giving me fits. You can hear it. I'm going to end up drilling the head off of that and then working it once I got the head off. Hey, as I get further along in this video, realize may as well just make it as a stator replacement, removal and replacement of the stator, as well as my little crash damage repair, because essentially that's what I have to do, is go in, take the stator out. So in order to do that, you gotta take this cover off, of course. You gotta take this cover off. You gotta take the shifter off, which I've already removed. And it's looking like you're gonna have to take the foot peg bracket off in order to remove that. You're gonna have to take the starter cover off. You're gonna probably have to take your side cover off. And then fortunately I don't have an air box. Now you can see the wires coming out from here and they run up and they're in a cluster right up in here in this little boot. That's where the plugs for your individual bullet connectors are for the 3 phases of the stator. Hey, use an impact driver. I ended up having to drill this one out. Just took the head off, so when I take the cover off, I should be able to massage it out the rest of the way. But if I'd used an impact driver from the get-go, I wouldn't have had problems, because there's several of these that were really difficult to get off. So yeah, impact driver, get one. Okay, so I got the sprocket cover off. Yeah, I had to remove the foot peg bracket, let it hanging. Got the starter cover off. You can see the wire. See the wire here coming from the stator. It goes up. Fortunately, again, no air box. Here's the wire right here. Let's go to the other side of the bike. I have both side covers off for clarity. With this bike, it actually comes up from behind the carburetors. Kind of see it comes up behind the carburetors, behind this frame tube, front of the battery, back by the rear fender. This is where it plugs in. Now my stator, I've actually put eyes on it so far. It seems okay. It's not all charcoaled, but Suzuki's, these old Suzuki's do have a problem with stators. If you're unaware, they freaking smoke them. They get hot. And I'm looking at my plugs here. You can see they're black and they're all melted together. Let's see if I can get a light on that. I'm trying. I'm one guy working with my cell phone here. But yeah, they're freaking melted together. I'll show you when I get it apart. Unstuck that one. There you go. So yeah, I got that off now. There it is, a stator. It actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, check your specs, check the resistance between the phases. I mean, that's always a good idea. But again, I'm in here to repair crash damage where I dropped the bike, and now you can see, you know, I can fix that. You know, it'll save me whatever this cover costs. Plus, I like my bikes with a little patina on them. That's why my station's called Krusty Cycle. So, anyway, so yeah, if these are smoked, I mean, you'll be able to tell, even if you don't check the resistance, you'll be able to tell as soon as you take that cover off. All these coils, that honey color will just be freaking smoked black. So I kind of dodged a bullet there, but it was charging and it was making headlight. It was making light. So these were all melted together. Let me see if I get a good focus on there. These are all melted together. I had to pull two of them apart with pliers. I'll probably replace some of these connectors, because that's another piece of it, is if you don't have a good connection there, you're creating a bunch of resistance, and that's what causes the heat, and that's what causes them to melt together. And you know, at best you can lose your charging. At worst, well, you know, you got a bunch of heat building underneath your seat and stuff melting together. I mean, think about it. It's bad. So that's pretty much it. You know, if you need to replace your stator, you know, use, this is a P2 over here. That's a little smaller. Everything else in here is P3. Use an impact driver for all that, or you're just going to make a mess of stuff. You know, if you don't got one, get one. You can get one at Harbor Freight for cheap. But a P3 for all these fasteners, it's a P3. If you use a P2, you're going to have problems. It's a P3. I'm trying to take a picture of it here for you. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. P3 tip. Don't mess with a P2. So yeah, I ended up having to drill that one. I'm going to get a little penetrating oil on there. You can actually turn it. You know, you can like half turn it, but that's it. It's stuck. I'll get that freed up. I was just trying to not make a mess and have to drill it out and put a helicoil in and all that. You got to be patient. Pretty much anytime you take one of these off, unless it's, you know, if it's original gasket or has been any length of time at all, obviously you're going to have to replace this gasket. So that's it. Put it back together the way it came apart. Easy peasy. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Hey, like and subscribe, please. Hey, last minute thoughts on this crash damage repair and stator removal and replacement. Here's the repair. The bottom, I didn't take the weld off. I left it on there for strength. And just a light cleanup coming up the sides. And also on the stator, earlier in the video, I talked about those connectors that were melted together. So I ended up replacing the female ends. There are 6 connectors. And call me lazy, but I did not change the male ends. I was able to clean those up with Scotch-Brite, and then I put everything together with dielectric grease. Here's the cluster with the new female connectors on there. And I gotta say, so it's not all of them, but pretty much this group right here. I gotta say, I've ran the bike and everything is clean and fresh female connectors on there and put together with dielectric grease, and they're still getting warm. Not hot, but there's some heat being generated there. It's charging at about 13.5 to 14 volts. By the way, this old GS1000 is just a great workhorse of a machine. You know, I'm not really concerned with how shiny it is. You know, this is like a hassle-free loaner bike. I can jump right on this. Shoot, I'd jump right off this and go interstate with it. It's plenty of power. Very reliable. It'll get you there. And plenty of patina. Look at that. It's kind of crusty, just the way I like them. Again, hey, thanks for watching my video. Keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down.